Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you all for coming. This is my first time in Utah. I've been traveling to the US since I was 12 years old, and I can't believe this is my first time here. I'm loving it already. We arrived 2 days ago, and look who we were greeted by when we arrived at our Airbnb. So this has been an amazing experience already. City is beautiful, all the mountains, the architecture, like the Capitol Hall, is amazing. Congratulations for that. I feel jealous already. Let's talk about the event's agenda. This is going to be a very short presentation, just 15 minutes. We're going to have a Q&A at the end of the presentation. That's my favorite part. And then we can have some time to connect and share, and then the closing remarks, okay? So please make sure to write down those questions. Now, remote work is the future, especially after the pandemic. These studies show that by 2026, 70% of the global workforce will work remotely or hybrid. So how can your company seize this opportunity and stay relevant in this new labor marketplace? Maybe some of you have faced one of these situations. You want to scale your business, but you can't afford specialists in marketing, sales, or customer service because they are just too expensive in the US, especially with inflation nowadays. And maybe you want to develop a new product or service, but you don't want to raise your capital, but you want to hire people to delegate those areas of your product or service. Or maybe you just need a virtual assistant to organize your schedule, emails, book flights, so you can buy back your time and have more free time to focus on your business growth. So if this sounds familiar for you, let me show you what we got from the common positions that companies hire with us. So a marketing specialist in the US with 3-4 years of experience could cost around $74,000 a year, while hiring them with us could be in average $23,000 a year, could be even a little bit less. And that's including our fixed rate. We are a company registered in the US. We pay taxes here. I even pay taxes on the dividends I get from the company. And from that rate, we pay our Latin American workers. Now, you might think that's very low. It's a big gap compared to how these positions are priced in the US. But for Latin America, since cost of living is significantly lower, it's a great salary for them. And that's why we have so many people coming to work with us. And all the pictures you're going to see throughout the presentation are real pictures in our offices from our people. And they are delighted to work with us because they earn above market rates in Latin America. And you can have the same for accountants, IT support, sales representatives, cost estimators for construction companies, appointment settlers for insurance companies, legal assistants for law firms, payroll specialists for all kinds of companies. And look how big the gap is. So you can really improve your margins, have more profit, and do something great for someone in South America to be able to afford cost of living at above market rates. The world just got smaller thanks to technology, and we have to seize these opportunities. Now with globalization and the internet, you can hire a world-class, college-educated, bilingual team working for you, dedicated on a full-time or part-time basis from South America. Now with us, you will get people who are bilingual. They speak fluent English and native Spanish for your Spanish-speaking customers. They have experience in their fields. They are college educated. They are so cost-effective compared to the US market rates, and they are in a great time zones. We have customers who are hiring from the Philippines with 12, 10-hour time zone differences, but in Latin America, it's just 1, 2, 3 hours time zone differences. So it's going to be very aligned to your schedules and with work equipment. So you won't have people working with their personal laptops. That breaches cybersecurity. We will give a dedicated work equipment that will belong to your company that you will own for how long the relationship lasts, and they will work with that dedicated computer, headset, and all the work equipment. And this is going to be dedicated staff. So they're not going to be freelancers. They're going to be your dedicated workers on a full-time or part-time basis on the schedule that you choose. So it's going to be dedicated staff working for you. My name is Randy Rosales. I'm the CEO and founder. I'm here with Patricia Martinez. She's our Chief Marketing Officer. She's actually living here in Utah. She's attending this office in Spaces, and we are so happy to be here with you guys today. Let me tell you a little bit about our story. We started this company in 2017 with just 2 people, as you can see there. How did all started? I'm a lawyer. I studied law. By 2017, I had 10 years of law experience practicing law in Venezuela. When my cousin, welcome, thank you. When my cousin emigrated to New York, and she was hired by a home care agency in New York. She was working as a human resources manager for Tupperware in their offices in Venezuela. And when the owner of the home care agency in New York asked her, hey, why did you leave? How much were you making in Tupperware? When she told him the answer, he was so impressed and he couldn't believe it, how she was earning that, being an HR manager in Tupperware, which is an international corporation, that he said, what if you bring someone here to New York who we can train, and then we can send that person back to Venezuela and they can hire staffing coordinators, on-call coordinators, so we don't have to pay overtime or nightly rate hours to the New York staff at the New York hourly rate. And she said, well, actually, my cousin speaks English. He's a lawyer. Let me speak with him. I went to New York in 2017. I stayed for 2 months interacting with their company, learning all the ropes, learning how the job was done. And then I returned to Venezuela and I hired my 2 best friends here, Natasha and Jose. They spoke great English and I taught them everything I learned in New York. They were so pleased and satisfied with the level of service, with their level of English, with how well educated they were. They are both college educated, that they soon asked for more staff, billing specialists, accountants, HR managers, recruiters. And that team grew from just 2 people in 2017 to 4 people. And then after the pandemic, we started growing massively. So in the pandemic, we grew up to 70 people with, I think back then we were 20 companies in the US and Canada hiring 70 people in Venezuela. And then in 2024, 4 years later, we are more than 200 people, not just in Venezuela, but across Latin America, across South America. So we opened an office in Colombia, and we have people now in Argentina, in Panama, in Mexico, in Peru, and these are our offices in Venezuela. I laugh because our customers, when they see these pictures, they say, wow, I want to move there. I want to work from there. You guys have a swimming pool? We don't have a swimming pool here in our US offices. And this is all for their remote staff. This very first client, Avalanche Care, this New York home care agency, is still with us. So what a better compliment that retain your very first client after more than 6 years in the business. And the people they hire, who have already more than 6 years with them, are still part of their team. So that's what our clients look for, long-term relationships, because they are developing this talent, they are training this talent, and they want them to stick. And why talent in Latin America are staying for the long term? Because we are paying above market rate. We are paying in US dollars. So everyone wants to work with us because these are above market rates of what local companies pay in Latin America, and that's why they stick for the long term. Now, if you want to hire remotely, there are very famous platforms here in the US. So you have Upwork and you have Fiverr. So let's compare what we offer, compare with these 2 platforms. So number 1, recruitment expertise. We are proactively recruiting. So we have already a 20,000 pool of candidates who are already evaluated by our recruitment team. They have already been screened with psychological tests, with technical tests. Thanks to the marketing team led by Patricia, we have 1,000 people applying every month because we're posting job ads in all job portals in Latin America. We are working our social medias to attract this talent, and everyone wants to work with us because of the rates that we offer and all the other benefits that we provide. In Upwork or Fiverr, you have to do the recruiting yourself. You have to do the screening yourself. With us, we have a team of expert recruiters who are already doing that job for you. And we are presenting you those candidates with video presentations so you can listen to how they communicate in English. You can see their resumes, you can see their psychological test, and you decide who to interview and who eventually you want to hire to onboard them into your team. Also, we have background checkups. We run criminal background and work reference checkups. That's something that you can't find in Upwork or Fiverr. We also do onboarding. So we have an HR team who is in charge of making your remote hires sign service contracts, sign non-disclosure agreements to protect your business confidential information, and that's something that you will have to do yourself in these other platforms. We also do extended onboardings because it's not just hiring someone, it's managing that talent. It's making sure they are meeting your KPIs, they are hitting your goals, they are hitting your targets, and that's what our HR team is there for. Do these extended onboardings on the first month, second month, and on an ongoing basis. We also provide optional office space because we all know that working from home is maybe not for everyone. So we have in our offices the option to 24/7 monitor and secure private or shared office spaces. So if you want your remote worker to work from our offices, you have that option with us. In Upwork and Fiverr, everyone will be working from home. And there in our offices, we have redundant internet service provider, power backups, and everything you need to be 100% up. And we also, as I said, provide the work equipment and IT support. So you don't want people working with their personal computers. Those can be hacked or they can be used for things different than the job that they're doing. So that's why we want to provide the dedicated work equipment that they will be using only to work with you. And also IT support, because what happens if a computer breaks or you need to install a software? So we have IT support there for everything you need to do software and IT support wise. Also, we have a professional liability US insurance policy. So because we are a US corporation, we have a $1 million insurance policy that covers any professional liability, and that's something that you wouldn't find if you hire people through Upwork or Fiverr. So we got you covered, we got you protected if anything happens with that remote worker that you're hiring. And also the payment solutions. We are a US registered corporation, so you pay to our US bank accounts, and we take care of your remote team's payroll wherever they are, in their chosen currency, in their chosen payment method, and we take care of all the foreign tax forms. So you will be dealing with us as a US contractor, and we take care of your remote team's payroll wherever they are in South America. And in the HR management part, we are all humans, right? So you're not hiring machines. So we need that social interaction. We need that workshops to improve our values and tips to do remote work. We need those events to gather and celebrate Halloween, Christmas, anniversaries. We take care of their birthdays and work anniversary celebrations for you. So you don't have to think about sending a gift card or sending a cake on their birthday. We do all of that for you. And our HR department, they ask you, hey, would you like to include a message on your behalf so we can include it on the card? And we do that for you on the fixed rate that we charge. And also marketing perks. Patricia's team, for example, they have professional cameras, professional lighting, and they can take photo shootings of your remote workers for your email signature, for your website, for your social media. So if you wanted that done through Upwork or Fiverr, you will have to do it yourself. With us, it's already included in the rate that you're paying. These are some of our partners in the US and Canada. If you know any of them, we will be happy to connect them so you can have social proof of our services. This client, SOS Support, they are based here in Salt Lake City. These are the industries that we serve: IT companies, healthcare, insurance agencies, construction companies, real estate, and law firms. And they are all over the US. These are some of our team members in our offices. We have more than 200 people placed across Latin America. And we are committed to providing great support to both our customers here in the US and the remote workers. So this is Steve Dancy, the CEO of Neotech Networks. He wanted to meet his 13 people team in Colombia. So he traveled there and we made all arrangements for Airbnb reservations for him to meet them at the beach in Colombia. And he met them face to face for the first time after more than 5 years working together. This is our client SOS Support here from Utah, and these are some of his team members. This is a photo shooting that we did for them, and we send it to the client so they could post it on their social media, on their website, and on their email signatures. So are you ready to improve your operations and start growing your business without breaking the bank? Remember, we take care of all the recruitment. We take care of the HR support, the office placement if needed, equipment and IT support 24/7 at affordable prices for above market rates for the talent in Latin America. So sometimes our clients can't believe how cost effective our rates are. And they say, hey, I feel that I'm taking advantage of people in Latin America, but it's all the opposite. You are providing great opportunities for them to stay in Latin America so they don't have to emigrate. And they can afford cost of living. They can buy houses. They can support their families, pay their education, their family education with what we are paying them. So that's a great opportunity for professionals in South America to stay there, working from there, and for you to save thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every year just in labor cost. Not talking about taxes, social security, office cost, because we take care of all of that. Are you ready to start growing your team? Now, this is your turn to ask. But first, how much do you think my cousin said that she was making at Tupperware in Venezuela back in 2017? 80,000, way, way too high. 1,500, a little bit lower. So who else? 1,300, a little bit lower. 800. So she was making $1,000 as an HR manager of Tupperware, an international corporation with more than 5 years of work experience in Venezuela. And when the home care agency owner in New York heard that, he was so impressed that he said, hey, who else do you know there who can come here, learn how we do business, and then we'll go back to Venezuela and hire a group of people so they can outsource all these positions and work remotely with them. And that's how all these business ideas started back in 2017. We started with 2 people, that then grew to a group of more than 200 people across South America. Who would like to make the first question? So we are using this office. Patricia is working out of this office. So if you would like to meet with her, she can come here. We have a membership here, and that's why we're hosting the event here. And we also have another office in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So we did an event in Fort Lauderdale in February this year. Absolutely. You can hire a marketing specialist, SEO specialist, graphic designer. There are many positions in the marketing area. We provide all of those positions, and they will be part of your team. So they will be working for you, and they will have your email addresses, your phone numbers. You will have to add them as if they were working in the US from home, but instead of from home, they will be working out of South America at a fraction of the cost. People who are college educated with years of experience, very talented. So for sure, yeah, we'll be able to help. Great question. So they will be working for you through us. So we are just the agency, the staffing agency, but they will be speaking with your customers, with your email domain, using your phone numbers through voice over IP phone numbers. So they will be part of your team, and you will be training them. You will be responsible of developing them, and they will be accommodating to your schedule. So they will be part of your team. So if that happens, our policy gets activated because it covers all of the people because we also have a service contract with them. So it covers all of the people who have service contracts with us and all of our clients. And that's why we got the insurance policy, because we have home care agencies as clients. We have accountants and billing specialists placed with these home care agencies who are handling the patient's credit cards, the patient's social security numbers, very sensitive information. And that's why we have them sign non-disclosure agreements and have them covered through the insurance policy because of that. Maybe for next year, we could talk to you to change the insurance agency. Offices in the region, right? We have offices across Latin America. Some of them we own, and some of them are co-working spaces just like this, where we have contracts with. So where we don't have our own offices, let's say in Argentina or in Peru, we have contracts with these co-working space chains. And where we do have our offices, we take care of, for example, these are pictures of our offices. Yeah, all of those are our offices in South America. Excellent question. So we are on a month-to-month contract. There is no year commitment. You can cancel giving just 30-day notice, except on the first month. So the first month is our guarantee to make sure the placement was adequate. In the first month, you can cancel anytime, just paying for the days the person worked for you. After the first month, you can give 30 days notice, or if you want the person to be terminated immediately, you just pay the 30 days notice so the person can leave. And it's a month-to-month contract. But we strive for long-term relationships. That's what we want. We want you to have a talent retained on the long term because rotation is very costly. You are training this person, developing this person. If you have them leave, you're losing money and time there. So we really encourage long-term relationships. And that's why our HR department is very focused on that. Like meeting with them, checking in their KPIs, checking in if they're hitting your goals, checking in if they're meeting your key success factors. Correct. You pay domestic U.S. transfer to our U.S. bank accounts, and we take care of all the international wires throughout Latin America and all the foreign tax forms. So you just will be dealing with a W-9 U.S. contractor, and we will take care of all the foreign tax forms. Yes, including our managed fees, with all the work equipment, the marketing perks, and all of that. Yeah, we are so happy to be here. We hope to be here soon again. Here is our account managers currently. If you would like to book a meeting with them, you can feel free to do so on your own schedule and availability. It's been great having you here. Thank you so much for coming.